Hi, welcome back to the daily review of the market. I know I've been busy couple of days for school, so not been able to do videos every single day, but we'll try to get out at least a couple of videos a week um, of the market review. So, well, let's see what happened yesterday, and let's look at today's Wednesday, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We had a nice green day on Monday. And Tuesday we saw a reversal hammer, and usually this leads to a gap up, but we had a news yesterday about Gary Cohn leaving the White House, which led to a big gap down in the futures, leading to a low open on the S&P 500, which is a SPY ETF. That's what we're now looking at. And but we held on to the 269, 270 fib line, which was the previous resistance. So we held on to it, and we got stuck at the 273, which has been a strong resistance in last few weeks since we had that pullback. So as you can see in this area over here, we had a massive 273 consolidation, and then we also are getting stuck here from last 2 days. And I personally believe that if we can break out 273, we can get going again. I know we have some uncertainty in the market, but if we can break out, and the reversal on the futures and in the market today was just unspeakable, just amazing. And we can see this 280 up soon if we can just get out of this 273 resistance. Still in the oversold category around this 55. So anything around like 50 to 50 and below is oversold. The 55, I mean, it's been in that 55 RSI for a long time, for almost few weeks. MACD is just kind of flattening out here, kind of not curling up. Oh, it's actually curled up. So I feel like if we can get this 273 out of the way, we can get going to 280. We'll look at the next is the Nasdaq QQQ. Now this guy's have been on a monster, basically taking the market higher if anything. So let's just take this line out of here and just look at the Nasdaq. Same thing here, but these guys held this 100 and the 13, well, sorry, 50 and the 13 SMA line here. And we had a hammer yesterday, and usually, like I said, this usually gaps up, but we held on to this support over here, which was the 50-100 SMA line, a prior resistance around this area. As you can see, we had, we were consolidating here. After the pullback, we had 4 days of consolidation before we broke out. So we are back at that same level, and we're moving up. Usually this leads to a closing at the high of the day, and most likely going back to 170 and testing that all-time high soon. We're back at 168 level, and this can go higher in next couple of days if we can just get the volume. I know the volume has been quite low, which is concerning, but besides that, the fundamentals and the technical analysis suggesting we can go much higher if we can just get out of this 171 region. We'll look at IWM, Russell 2000 ETF. And this has been on a monster run after it came back down to that 148, tested that support on Friday, and then we spiked, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was a massive run. Now this needs a little bit of a consolidation, or not a pullback, I would say, but just a little consolidation. But it kind of broke out today, though. If you look here, we had the resistance at 156.45, and it is about at 156.74. So we can easily, if we can kind of maybe test this tomorrow, we can get going much to 160. And I feel we have a resistance coming up around this area, which is the 158. So if we can get above 156, which we already are above it, but I think a little pullback, a little reversal here, and test that 158 and then 160. Now I want to talk about the two plays that we did this week, and in our room everybody was able to make really good profits out of those two plays, and then we'll go and talk about the plays that I'm watching for next for this week and next week. So let's start with UPS. So we've been really patient with this one, really patient. We've been playing here and there, but nothing big until yesterday. Now, as you can see here, the 103, 104 made a nice base after it dropped down on Amazon news that Amazon starting their own service, shipping service. It actually, held this 103, 104 level for almost a month, if anything. Yeah. Yesterday, we got some price upgrade, and we saw a massive run from 106 to 110. And on that note, I also want to share this with you, is that we also saw some bullish activity come in, for March 23rd above ask at 112. We saw a bunch of these activities come in for March call options on UPS. But I'm right now not in. I sold my calls yesterday around, what I sold early. Because UPS doesn't really hold the gap. Like you can see on this day, it spiked and then gave everything back up. So I got it around like 108, which was still a good play. And I bought at 106 and I got at 108. Now we saw a reversal hammer today, as you can see right here. So I'm expecting once we can break out this 111, we have a room to go. And then next stop will be around this 118 and then fill the gap. So I'm going to watch this and wait for this break above the 111 for an entry. But this was a play. I mean, we were waiting. We knew that 104 was the base. So we were ready for this play and we knew it was coming. Just being patient with it for, a week or two. And then yesterday we just nailed it. Other one is AMAT. So earnings happened in the beginning of February. We had a pullback on the earnings, came to 48, and then been on a massive run. I mean, almost came to the all-time highs. I've been playing it every single day until yesterday. I sold my calls at like $60. Also on AMAT, we've been seeing some nice bullish activity come in. This is from yesterday. We can see a lot of calls at the ask, and then we also saw some nice activity today that came in on AMAT for some Aprils and for July calls. So a lot of bullish activity on AMAT. I'm currently not in it. I got out. I would get back in once it breaks this 60.89, which is the all-time highs. So once we break that 60.89, I will look to make a long position. But until then, I feel like we might come back down to this level over here, just to test it one more time, which is the 58.82, which we actually did today. We actually opened at 58.52. So we did come down all the way there and we went back up. But I would still want to see that tested one more time, kind of make a little bull flag and then get going, just like it did over here. Came down and pop. I want to do the same. I want to see this little pullback here and then pop, and I would like to get back in once it comes down to 58.82 or at the break of 60.80. So moving on, the next plays that I'm watching for this week or next week, and the first one is NVIDIA. Now I made a position in NVIDIA yesterday. I'm holding some calls. They have NVIDIA is holding a conference at the beginning of, actually at the end of this month. Let's see here if I can show you guys right here. Yep. So they have and we're holding a host AI expert at GPU Tech Conference at the end of March. Also, the CEO is going to speak around this day. So I'm in those calls for April, and we are also seeing some activity come in this today on Nvidia for next week expiration and some for May. But well, looking at the chart here, it's been probably the underperforming semis at the moment. We saw MU, we saw AMAT, LRCX. Everything has been doing good, ripping except Nvidia. So Nvidia actually made an all-time highs here on 221, pulled back, held at 227 fib line. Now we are going back up here. And if we can get above this 244, this is where the resistance is, as you can see, right around this area, then around this one, and now we're back at this. So if we can break this 244, we can easily test that 251.93, the all-time highs. So I am currently in the calls for April that I am going to hold through and to see what happens. But I do feel that this is just getting ready, and it's that one breakout is coming up very soon. Yes, volume is pretty decent, nothing too big, nothing too small, but I'm just waiting for the breakout of 244, and then I think we will see that 240, the 250 right away. Apple. Now, Apple had been on a massive run after that pullback, literally going back to all-time highs within a span of a month. Went from 180 to 140, 150, back to 180. Now, I picked some calls up for April, $175 calls for April. I think this is just gonna go soon as well. As we can see here, we have a support at this 172.50, which is, you can see, which was a previous resistance, and here as well a previous resistance, and now it's a support. So it bounced back up from here twice, also a previous resistance. So once we break, so we've been holding above that 172.55. If we can just get back about this 177, which is also a resistance, we can test that all-time highs. Apple has been strong lately. We had this kind of a, halfway candle, nothing like green, but it's just a green candle, but like literally half sell, half buys. So I would like to see this test 177, make this a U pattern right here. So kind of look like a bull flag to me here, but I want to see this U pattern. So might come down to 172, or it can easily just pop sometime this week and test that 180 again. So I am bullish on Apple right now, and I like the chart. Activity has been okay, nothing, it's a mixed activity on Apple, nothing crazy. So I am watching Apple here. I'm already in, but I have April's, so I'm not too worried about it. And I am definitely looking for that run to 180 and 185. And the last one that I picked up today is PayPal. Now PayPal, if you can see here, has had a nice pullback from the all-time high to $71. Get back up. Now we have been consolidating around this between 78 and 76 in this area. Right, you can see we've been consolidating for a while. Yeah, we did try to break out here. It was a failed breakout. We came right down. We came under this 50 fib line, and we have a strong support at the 76 level right here, as you can see. So once we are able to, and today actually it kind of made the move and it closed above it. Nice green candle on today, nice reversal as well. The news on PayPal is also that they are entering a crypto market, which is they filed a patent for it, which is interesting. So I am definitely bullish on PayPal, and what I'm seeing here is an ascending triangle, if you can see here, and so nice uptrend, a triangle forming right here. Let me just take this fibs out so we can see this clearly. Is see if I can get this again. So here's the ascending triangle, right? Looking good. The breakout could happen anytime. It's been nice consolidation in this area. So I picked some calls for April, $80 strike price. We also had some activity today on it, kind of a mix, but mostly at the ask was the calls, which I liked, and that's why I'm in. And they are also actually having a meeting tomorrow with Oppenheimer, which will be interesting to see what PayPal does tomorrow. But I am bullish on PayPal, and I think once we can get out of this 80, 89, we can actually fill this gap up. So eyes on PayPal for me. I am long PayPal. And so that's about it for this video. Like I said, just keep an eye on PayPal and NVIDIA. Apple as well, but NVIDIA and PayPal are definitely something to look for. Okay, thank you for watching and be safe and have a good night.